If you want to look at a true interprofessional or even a transdisciplinary team, you have to go at games, because you will have physicians of different specialties, emergency doctors, rehab doctors, in some teams orthopedic surgeons, physiotherapists, massage therapists, athletic therapists, some of whom have osteopathic designations. I think for the Olympics they have chiropractor. We had psychologists, and the boundaries blur a little bit after a while as to who's doing what, because it is so athlete focused and performance focused. And again, the analogy is they're the patient, or they're the area of focus, and people forget about their own professional boundaries to work together to help them.
So this is about the Paralympic team in Beijing in 2008, and why it's special. It's because we were asked to put a team together. You have to do it in 48 hours.
And that role was pretty much putting together a team, a high-functioning team that could support all of our athletes and coaches in quest of as many gold medals as we could get.
In 1, 2, 3, how did we do that? Simple, clear target. The simpler the target is, you tell people what the end game is and what it's going to look like. Timely, focused information. And lastly, but probably the most important, is you pick motivated people and you motivate them even more. You have to create that winning feel from the get-go.
So you have 1 weekend, 3 months before the games, to make them believe that they're a team, and they have to remember it for 3 months, because they will arrive one morning or afternoon, jet lag, on site, and they have to hit the ground running. It's no time for a nap. It's time to start working really, really hard and transform what's basically an empty shell into a medical clinic, a media clinic with interview studios, an operations area, and you basically have to do it in a day or two.
First, you get on the ground as the leader of the team and try to figure out what's going to get in the way, who do you need to know, how are they going to be able to function. Give them useful information. That's a map of the village. You know, people will arrive after a 13.5-hour flight getting into the village. They want to know in advance what it's going to look like. They want a mental picture. You can do that for them.
Did you have to pick your team members? How did you do that?
Yeah, so you pick, basically, if you're looking for a team like that, there was about 280 people. On a team like that, about 280 people. There's only about 150 athletes. The rest are all support staff. So the athletes obviously have to get themselves ready, they prepare, but everybody else they're part of a bigger team. So we pick like a chief medical officer, a press chief, an operations chief, a chief therapist, and then they pick other people along the way to get to the games. Those are people that by and large have not worked together until you get there, and sometimes you don't even meet some of these people until you get on the ground.
A lot of the time has to be spent looking at the attributes of the people on the team, and it does not necessarily mean taking the most skilled person. You may have to skip the most skilled person to go to the person with excellent skills with a fabulous attitude and a fabulous fit with the other people on the team. It's a common mistake in healthcare to think you cannot learn from outside healthcare. There's a lot of excellent team stories coming from high efficiency, high safety industries, and we use them all the time for patient safety, airlines, trains, but even in manufacturing, how do you get a team together? So using a sports analogy, which had a bit of a healthcare component, but using a sports analogy of a team that has to get together, a large team very quickly, and produce something, an amazing product that people can be proud of, is something we can certainly inspire ourselves from for healthcare. The first thing you plan is around creating a really people-oriented feel. So people don't come together as a team around information. People come together as a team because they connect on a human level.
And you have to have fun. If you don't have fun, people don't connect as human beings if you don't include a little bit of fun in there. So you got our press team, you got our RCMP officer, and you got me in there having a lot of fun together.
The central picture of my poster yesterday, if you saw it, was about some people doing, you actually didn't even know what they were doing. It looked really silly. And it was silly. It was just a silly team building exercise, because experience of several games teaches us that 3 months down the road, they'll remember the face of the person they were silly with, but they might not remember all of the information. It's easy for us to give them back the information. It's not easy for us when they're tired to reconnect at a human level like that. So that's what we work on most during those 48 hours.